Hey you guys, it's Courtney Camaro. I'm outside of Muhammad Ali's real original home. We're in Chicago, and I wanted to shout out Al's Botanics and Herbs. Man, when I tell you, I am one of those people that has insomnia. I can't sleep. I can't focus on some days because I'm so sleep deprived, and this has helped. This is one of the mixtures he has that helps with sleep.
Come check out owlsherbs.com where we have all of your herbal needs and different variety of products from sea moss to black seed oil and a different variety of products for different health issues, because your health is your wealth. Purchase the Millionaire Savings Plan, available on Amazon.com and BrokeGeniuses.com. Learn how to break the paycheck to paycheck cycle, get out of debt, save more money, achieve your financial goals, and live a better life. What's going on today? We're going to be talking about Millionaire Savings Plan. We're going to be talking about the topic of today is signs you're getting richer. So, uh, you might be, following the Millionaire Savings Plan. You might be following, whatever you're following, and you just thinking to yourself, you're stuck. Like, am I doing the right thing? I don't really notice much change, but it feels like I'm kind of somewhat doing the right thing, but I'm not quite sure if I'm doing the right thing. Well, I'm gonna give you a few signs that you may or may not be on the right track if some of these things that I mentioned ring a bell or not. So I'm gonna get right into it. First off is you have prioritized your health care. Okay. A lot of times people forget this. People are trying to work mad hours. They're trying to, you know, work the graveyard shift, whatever they trying to do to try to make some money. And they forget that, you know what, I only have one body, I only have one life to live. And if I, work myself early into a grave, guess what? That's it. All of that work is for nothing. They say uh, as soon as you basically die from your job, the first hour or two, people are just kind of like thinking about what they're gonna get for lunch. Um, even at your after a while they're just already scrambling trying to find somebody to replace you, and pretty much soon they will find someone to replace you. Like I literally, this literally just happened to me in my job recently. Someone passed away. I've never worked anywhere where someone passed away, but unfortunately, yeah, someone passed away. And basically, um they pretty much had to replace the person with someone else because they needed someone to fill that role. So even at your own funeral, you have the best people that probably loved you and feel any kind of way about you. After a while, after the funeral, they're eating some type of breakfast or brunch. Then later, they are basically eating dinner and then they going to sleep. They might have a problem, going to sleep. They might have to take a couple drinks or two, but after a while, pretty much life goes on. Okay. So the thing is that when it comes to prioritizing your health care, it is essential. One of the things that is a big wave, like I hear a lot of billionaires and mega millionaires, what they're doing is they're trying to they're getting into a business of actually there are startups where they're trying to find basically immortality. They're trying to find a way to basically live longer and also become immortal to where they don't die. They're literally, like, I'm not making this up. If I know some people are more averse to things than others, but there's a startup space, um and I forgot the name of what it's called, but basically they're trying to find the keys to immortality. They're already people that they take blood that is donated from younger people, and they basically transfuse that blood into their body. People are already doing this. If you ever watched any of the shows, Startup, that is on HBO, basically they talk about they have scenes where it's like one of the angel investors. He's kind of a hole. He's got some like young guy uh, transfusing his blood into his veins. Like legit, that is something that actually a lot of rich people are doing. They're getting blood transfusions from younger individuals. And then also back to the business space of immortality, there's actual legit startups that are trying to find a way to. One is trying to find a way to freeze the body. To I want to show you this stuff, but I don't really have, for the sake of time, I don't really want to go too deep into this. But there's actually startup companies that are funded as well, that are in the business of trying to find immortality. A few companies, they're freezing bodies as we speak, and in hopes to one day unthaw those bodies and have them come back to life. I am not bullshitting you. This is like some sci-fi space alien type stuff, but it is actually reality. People are actually freezing bodies in the hopes that they one day can unfreeze those bodies, and those people that died will be alive again. I am not bullshitting you. I am called the broke genius. I'm I might not be rich yet, but I am very, very in tune and intelligent to what's going on. Basically, they're trying to find immortality. They're studying lab rats, finding. I guess I can show you one article where they found that certain lab rats, who they were able to reverse their age. I could actually find that one for you real quick if you get a second. One of the things I'll say, if you do have like Facebook or anything like that, you wanna archive, make a page so you could just archive articles. I strongly suggest you do that, because it's one thing about Facebook. You could, or a lot of different social medias, you can use it as storing your pictures, videos, and also have it as like a collage of pictures and articles and stuff like that. So let me see here. Let me see if I can find this article. where it talks about basically rats. Um, I got a lot of articles on rats because I don't like rats. That's why I got a cat. I absolutely hate rats with a passion. But let's see here. Yeah, Facebook is a very good resource for your pictures, your different articles that you might find. It's very very good for that. So I mean, if not nothing else, I mean, I know some people can't stand it. Facebook is kind of boring. I know. Um, some people, the young people say what Facebook is for family, type thing, and then other stuff is for other stuff. Yeah. So this was something right here. Let me share this to my page here so I can have it. So yeah, it's this is a multi you could even say it's a $1 trillion business. The immortality space. It's somewhat, I would say, quite intriguing for me. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie, like I mean, you know, I'm a vampire watcher, movies and stuff like that. And it's like immortality is somewhat intriguing to me. So yeah, it's a mega, it's definitely a mega billion-dollar space, business space. Not talked about a lot, but they are, as we speak, researching ways to find immortality and also reverse the aging process. Now, here's the thing: I wear a lot of hats. I sell a lot of herbs, and one of my herbs actually it actually, if you go on my website alsherbs.com, it actually, the herb is allegedly these herbs that I have, and I mix some other ones. It was a Chinese man that lived over 200 years, and he documented the herbs he took. Well, one of my actual products is called the Fountain of Youth. I have those herbs in that product, the Fountain of Youth. Okay, and I definitely take it. You know, some people don't value themselves or their life. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. I necessarily I stand by it, but I believe it. Let's just say I'm wrong. Well, it ain't. It is what it is. It ain't nothing gonna change. If I'm right, well, I'm walking around at 150 years old. You know what I'm saying? Oldest man alive because I was right. You know what I'm saying? So let me share my screen. I just lost the two people that was watching. Appreciate y'all for hanging in there. Some of my jokes is dry. You know, sometimes I crack people up. Most of the times I crack people up. Well, here is justice value. Um, here is the article that I was mentioning. It's not an article. It's actually just a post. But they say, okay, scientists have reversed the age process in mice for the first time. I mean, this is a big deal, So this reads: scientists at Harvard University have successfully reversed the aging process in mice by making DNA repairs. The study, which was 13 years in the making, like I'm saying, you you planning for Saturday night, they planning for immortality. They've been working on this study for 13 years. 13 years they've been working on this shit. And they basically demonstrated that the reorganization and regulation of genetic structures can either accelerate or reverse effects of aging, such as deterioration of eyesight, smaller attention span, and skin tissues. Uh, the researcher acknowledged that the result must be tested in larger animals or humans. So basically, in case you didn't know, they start off with rats because rats are because they rats are mammals. They're the smallest mammal, some of the smallest mammals. So they scale up. So the next thing will be like a pig or a guinea pig or something like that or whatever, like a pig. Then after they deal with pigs, next thing you know, they dealing with a whole human. You know, they scale up. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why they always use lab rats because lab rats are the smallest. Nobody cares about rats. They can do whatever they want. And pretty much if it works, great. A lot of your medicines you taking, your little grandma you love so much, all her medicines she's taking, 9 times out of 10, or you can even say 10 times out of 10, medication was started off with a lab rat and then it scaled up and it passed the FDA phase where basically it was approved for human consumption. So uh that's that. You definitely need to prioritize your health if you want to be here. Because I don't, one of the things why this $1 trillion secretive space, business space that you didn't hear about really, or you don't hear about a lot as far as immortality, is because the thing is that okay, what good is being rich as hell and wealthy as hell when you pretty much dead and gone? You think about all the rich people dead and gone. You know what is the value of time? See, Here's the thing that I want to leave you with, right? As well, if you don't get anything out of this, one of the things that I'm looking at a flow chart that I created, basically that kind of puts into the value of everything. Like, believe it or not, yeah, money is definitely valuable. I want you to buy as many. I want you to tell everybody about the Millionaire Savings Plan. I want you to buy a copy if you haven't already bought a copy. But I'm gonna tell you something. What's more important than anything that you have is time. Without time, nothing else matters. So you could be a trillionaire. You ran out of money or whatever. You run out of time. It's it. Your number is called. You are no longer here. You have officially ran out of time. And that is just the most valuable thing on earth is time. And a lot of times time kind of works with freedom because if you have more money to put away and deal with your expenses, you don't necessarily have to do certain things, right? You don't have to go to that job anymore. You can transition to put in your 2 week notice, train someone to come take your place, that the person that they eventually hire. And then basically you do what you want to do with your life. You have more freedom to do what you want in your life. Well, money, wealth allows that to be a situation. You can use your time as you wish. A lot of us, like, I mean, I ride the train every day for the most part. I go to work, and I see these old people. I even work with some of these guys. They probably looking at me like, oh, this young punk, this young whatever. And they're frustrated, and I know they're frustrated because they're old. They okay, but they old and they still got to work because see, here's the thing that if you're humble, you can understand what that old guy don't know that I know is that somewhere or another he's trying to keep up with a lifestyle. Most people, they're trying to keep up with a lifestyle that a job doesn't pay for, unfortunately. They say what the amount of increase as far as income is basically uh flat. They don't really like, the minimum wage pretty much kind of drags its feet. So it's like basically your life, most people's lifestyles, their job is not able to cover that. So the only thing you could do is downscale your lifestyle, which most people don't want to do. I have I, I'll be the first person to tell you I've down I've pretty much scaled my lifestyle according to the status quo. I'm supposed to be living in a plush apartment or with a high price mortgage, or a townhome with a high price mortgage. Living a good life. Driving a a car note, basically. Basically, that's what it is. I call them driving a car note because basically you drive a car note. So it's like, that's the status quo. I refuse that model because it's basically robbing me of my freedom. If I lose my job, what? I lose my car and I also lose my house. But the thing is that yes, definitely time is the most important. Your parents, right? You know what they gave you? They gave you time. When you were birthed in this world, what they did was they bought you time. They gave you time. Okay. So those are the little snippets that I'll give you with that. So yeah, when you prioritize your health care, you have definitely um that's a sign you are getting richer. Okay. Definitely getting rich. The second point, okay, or the next point. I'm not going in any particular order. You are owning more assets. One of the things of my research, my years of research research and everything when it comes to finance is that one of the things that defining factors from the wealthy versus the poor is assets. Okay. A lot of times what the poor does is, like I said, they get liabilities and they think inside their head that they're owning an asset. So this is the psyops that people tell you. When you go, you bought a house. How many times people you see go on social media and they say they bought a house? They didn't buy no house. Unless I can pull my deed out right now. Where's my deed at? I'm about to piss some people off. I'm about to lose some more wrenches on people's channels. Wait, where's my deed? Where's a copy of my deed? Uh, that's my tax bill. It's my tax bill right here. Where's my deed? Copy of my deed here. This is actually a property report, but it says owner, my name, and it doesn't have any any mortgage companies on it. It don't have a motherfucking mortgage company tied to it. I don't have any lien holders. Okay, that means you own a property. Okay, what's going on, my man? If you don't own a property, you don't own a house. You just you just you just own a mortgage. That's all you own. For see, this they're not gonna tell you this because they want you to be dumb.
Message.
They want you to be dumb and working every day, frustrated. Come home and beat your kids because you're frustrated and frustrated with everybody else because they just want you to be dumb and stupid. Well, I'm gonna tell you, you know, I'm gonna tell you basically, you didn't buy anything. You bought a mortgage. Yeah, you definitely messing with death when you messing with a mortgage company or mortgage, the actual mortgage company, you're playing with death. So death is the mortgage. The word mortgage is a death uh, payment basically. So you better be very careful when you're dealing with the Grim Reaper. I'm not against mortgages, but I have a rule. My rule is a 1.5 rule to avoid being house poor. Basically, your salary plus one half um, is what you should really look for as far as what you buy. Now, even that is not foolproof because you can, like I said, it's based off of you having a job or income. You drop your income, then you risk having some issues. But I'll tell you this: if you don't use the 1.5 rule and you maximize your mortgage, because one of the things about the 1.5 rule, and it's more on my website, brokegeniuses.com. One thing about the 1.5 rule is that it kind of puts you in a position to where your mortgage payment will be a lot lower than if you did not use the 1.5 rule. Because basically, if you're paying over 50% of your income to a mortgage company or mortgage payment, you're considered house poor because you're paying more of your income, over half, to pay for housing. That's what's considered house poor. Yeah, I mean, a lot of things are words are powerful. Words are very, very powerful. And the thing about it is, when you get into the trick of, get out of the trick of like, oh, I bought a car when you actually bought a car note. I bought a house when you actually bought a mortgage. You bought a death payment. So even if you die, they're still looking for that payment. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, it's most people what? You got to pay it off. You get a 30-year mortgage. Meanwhile, the average life expectancy is what, 60 something years? So that's half of your life to pay a mortgage. Okay, so come on, like we gotta, wake up. Hello, hello, anybody here? So it's like the thing is that when you own assets, when you thinking assets, when you're thinking of ownership, right? You thinking, okay, I own stuff. I'm actually owning things. I own my car. I have my title. I own my house. I have my deed. I have art. I have the certificate of authenticity. I have precious jewels. I have a certificate of authenticity for those things. you start to speak the language of the rich, and you are in essence becoming rich. The average first player 52 years old. I did not know that. I didn't fucking know that. Hell no. 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 Oh.
This is the worst.
I did not know that. That is crazy. That is wow. Wow. That's a head buster right there. But yeah, when you're trying to own more assets and you actually are owning more assets, you are on your way. You are doing the right thing. Okay. That is definitely a sign. Okay. So another sign that kind of goes along with this is that you are dec- decreasing your liability. Part of my millionaire savings plan, it's not, oh, you just save and then you got all these debts and everything. You just say fuck it. It's like what Bandman Kevo. You say just forget all your debts. They gonna go off your credit report in 5 years. Hey, maybe that works for him. I don't know, but last time I checked, that shit don't work. Pay them people. Hashtag pay them people. Okay. It says Google is 33. Okay. I mean, a lot of the millennials, remember they was ragging on the millennials. Millennials is cracking heads. They covering ground. They buying a lot of millennials bought homes at this point. A lot of your millennials are sitting in their house right now. You know, some are doing okay, some are paying them, trying to figure out how to pay their mortgage, but that's kind of somewhat normal. Um, Millennials are they remember they were cracking on the millennials for living with their parents for too long. A lot of millennials bought houses. You know what I'm saying? They started buying houses. Now this goes against what I'm saying as far as decreasing liabilities, but a house is an increasing asset if you buy right. Okay, right, exactly. That's why I have to put that addendum. You know, especially if you bought doing like mid bubble, like basically at the peak of a bubble, you bought at top bubble. Oh man, it's obviously going to go down, and you're stuck with the bill, right? But if you're decreasing your liabilities, which means if if you're a millennial that bought high on the hog as far as housing, you got your tax check. You probably most likely hopefully you coupled up. Both of you guys take your tax check and you pay it down on your mortgage. You call your mortgage company first. I'm applying this to principal as much as possible, and you make a couple mortgage payments. You work in an extra job. You're doing some eBay. You doing Amazon FBA. You're doing some babysitting, and you are making some income, and you're using that money to pay off your mortgage early. Because basically, if you got a 30-year mortgage, if you're able to do so, which most people I would say probably are not able to do so. So to pay off your mortgage early instead of a 30-year mortgage payment, it's a few ways how to. Alonzo probably knows more about it because he's actually in the industry. Um, you probably can renegotiate or refinance your mortgage to instead of a 30-year mortgage if you're able to do so, and I guess qualify, uh, convert that 30 year to 15. If you're really able to kick ass, let's say you making more money, you can convert it into a 10, and then you paying it off in 10 years. You know, I like luxury cars. When I remember I was in the Chicago, I was on the South Side, I was getting some food, and one of the little hole in the wall restaurants on the South Side, and a chick came in. She was a state police officer, or she was some type of officer. She said she had basically some type of BMW, and her the value of the car was like over $100,000, and her car payment was like over $1,000 a month. So yeah, they don't give cars out for 10 years or 30-year car payments. It's a 6 to 7 or standard 6 year or what is it, 62 months or 72 months. It's like 6 years and you pay the car off. Why the fuck can you not do the same thing with a house? That's what I thought to myself when she said that. And not her, but I'm just saying the average person. Because see, in the Midwest, I'm not talking. I'm not. I've never even been to New York yet. Um, this is Midwest conversation. You could buy a house even now, $100,000. Which is about the price of a used, slightly used BMW M3 or a Mercedes AMG. You know what I'm saying? And basically, you can pay the house off in 6 years, 5 years, if you apply that same logic, to the car. But see what most people like the their what car more than their house. And here's the thing, okay. I ain't gonna make no excuses for black folks, but black men did invent the automobile. We like our cars. Black people love their cars. A black man invented the car. Okay, we really like our cars. But let me see here. It's an article, or it's not an article. It's a picture that exactly supports my point with the whole car versus. I think I stole this. I think I clipped this from one of your live streams, I believe, Alonzo. Let me share my screen and show this. So this is what most people's priorities are. You want to go to the club and get some love at the club with the Wraith. So you buy a Wraith and then live in a townhome when you could just bought this house, you know, and then just whatever car you could put in the driveway. I don't care if it's a old used van or pickup truck. You got a fully paid for house, 5 bedrooms, 3 baths. I think this is like it's probably old. It's probably Georgia, like 5 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Like this is something that you could have done with the same logic, but unfortunately, I've seen so many times, very much. I'm not saying black people don't only want to do this, but definitely black people I've seen so many times prioritize their car over their house. Okay, and that is a huge, huge, huge problem. But yeah, when you're decreasing your liabilities, you are you're definitely in the right move. You're doing the right thing. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes down to it, decreasing those liabilities, creating some type of debt snowball plan is very, very much key when it comes down to um, signs that you are getting richer. Another point to mention is that you are you have a personal accounting system, and it's effective. So what I use is my 2 week budget plan. Okay, it's in all my videos. I use this 2 week budget plan basically to manage my expenses. I pretty much it's basically a Excel template, and it manages my expenses for the next two paychecks. That's what it does. So you get a clear objective of how much you're gonna be, how much you get paid, and then you basically um, you are basically setting up some type of arrangement to where you are um, accounting for what your expenses are for the next two paychecks. Or if you're self-employed, you kind of know what you make, in any given month. So you can keep track of what you need to spend. This is like, I think it's like $3 or something like that. Very cheap. It's cheaper than a cup of coffee. If you don't have a good financial accounting system, it's a good start. It's an Excel spreadsheet. I mean, it's $3. It's like basically you keeping track of your expenses. So here's the thing. Let's say you don't have any of that. You don't have nothing. So what this does is that it basically gives you something to where you're not shooting at the hip. You're not like, see, here's the thing, like what I used to do when I was younger. I used to just shoot off the hip like a six shooter. Like, shoot them up, bang, bang. Like, I would just live my life. I would make money, and I ain't know what the fuck was going on. I ain't know what was going on at any given time because I was basically freestyling. I didn't. I was making money, and then boom, all of this stuff started happening. Like all these things started coming at me, and I was wondering, damn, I make money, but where's my money going? Because I had no accounting system. I had nothing. This is unfortunately why a lot of people are living check to check, why a lot of people are actually broke, why a lot of people are just financial states of despair and disarray because they don't have no financial accounting system. See, even if you don't have a business, you have your own business, your own personal business. That's what personal finance is. You are your own business. You have your own business, which is your life, which is your personal economy, which you have to manage. Nobody's gonna manage it for you. Keep it all the way 100. The reason why you go work a job is because you can't do the same thing your employer does. And I have a job, and I'll speak for myself too. I haven't figured out a way to where I can go out and get clients and get some type of managed service company project or whatever. Yeah, I haven't figured that out yet. Okay. I made some software. Okay, I made some software just today. I just dropped it on my Gumroad. My Gumroad is in my links as well. Just created my first software, and I'm very very proud of myself. Like I'm actually geeked. And it's a PC tune-up software, and I mean I'm gonna do a like a live presentation about it real soon. But the thing is that I haven't figured out a way to compete with my the company I work for, because if I did, I wouldn't work for them. You know what I'm saying? So the thing is I say all that to say that a lot of times, when it comes down to it, if you have your own business, you getting paid every single day. You getting checks coming in, you getting invoices coming in, paid invoices. You're actually having to do what you would normally even have to do even for your own personal accounting. It's really not that different. It's just more advanced. Business accounting is just a little bit more advanced. A lot, you can even say a lot more advanced than personal accounting. But you still, even for yourself, you need a personal accounting system. These things weren't told to you in school because the system is designed to be brought.
Message.
So you do need some type of personal accounting system. I don't give a fuck. Like my mom, she used to just write shit down. You know what I'm saying? Like she write down all her, and she wasn't really good, but she was good enough to where she was able to get certain things other people could had a problem getting. But you have to control your emotions as well. You have to control your emotions. The whole world is not gonna like you. uh, you know, things are gonna go really, really bad. You just got to pull through, and you got to keep your sanity. You know what I'm saying? That also goes with personal finance and in life, in general. So the thing is that that's definitely an aspect of it that my mother struggled with. I definitely no, but she at the very least she had something, just even a envelope where she wrote down the things that she needs to pay for. I mean that's something, but that's not necessarily an accounting system. You know, it's not as good as Excel was designed for math, for finance, particularly. Okay, so that's why Excel was designed for. There's another sign that you're getting richer. You're losing people around you that don't have your same perspective. That's a sign. You losing friends. You thought you get a little lonely. Nobody wants to be my friend. Nobody, nobody wants to be my friend. Well, after a while, if you get really, really rich, you really gonna have a problem because that's actually preparing you to actually be more, you know, be more of a loner kind of in a way. Because see, here's the thing: if you make, let's just say you make $100,000 a year. Most of your friends make 20 to the highest friend makes $50,000 a year. They still got kids. They still got a lot of bills and stuff like that. You want to go to the Cape Verde. You want to go to Cape Verde, and you already got the money for it and everything. They can't go with you. And then after a while, it's a lot of things they can't do because they don't have the money to do it. And you, by proxy of you know them not being able to hang or not being able to kick it with you because you make more money than you make, like double what they make. You become, it's a situation where you either giving them money to kick it with you, or you like, you know what? Well, I lost them friends because they can't even kick it with me. And then when you make $1 million a year, because they say it's the first $100,000 is the hardest to make. You know, that's what they say. The first million or the first $100,000 is the hardest to make, right? But yeah, you start losing friends. Like it just is what it is. Now, this is unfortunately, a little bit of my future that is I'm already accustomed to. He's one of the richest guys that they made a movie about this guy. Is John Paul Getty. All the money in the world. It's a must see. It's a must see. This is my future. I already know it's my future. I ain't gonna have too many friends. I don't hardly got no friends now. And I ain't got nowhere near the billions of dollars this man had. This is my future. Okay? this is my this is my future, dude. I'm not, I mean, you know what I'm saying? This is unfortunately this path of wealth and getting wealthy and rich is kind of very similar to this. You might have a few people around. That's it, buddy. Because you're like the further you go down this road, the lonelier it gets. Because people just can't kick it with you. They can't kick it with you. And here's the thing. One of the things about my mother was a very much an extrovert, an Aquarius. My mother, she didn't even want to be rich because she knew she would lose all her friends. I used to look at her like, what? She didn't want to have a, even though she could technically get whatever. She wanted a Volvo, right? And she liked the Mercedes too, but she didn't want to get it because she thought her friends would think that she was snobby and stuff like that. I used to be like, what? I was like, huh? I couldn't understand it. For the life of me, I couldn't understand that shit. But that's what my mother thought. I mean, hey, well, how many Benzes have I had so far? I can't. I didn't have so many. I done lost count. Now they weren't brand new or nothing, but I mean, and I had about two Volvos so far. So I was like, man, please, man, please, shoot. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, please. But yeah, this is unfortunately, if you get filthy stupid rich, that is kind of pretty much where you are probably going to be by proxy of the fact that, I mean, you just basically not gonna have that many people. Might have one or two that might listen to what you got to say. I was watching a podcast of somebody. I think it was called Rich and Unemployed Podcast. A guy, he was really good into, I don't know what he was good with. I think he was called Poppy Chulo or something. He said one of his friends, out of all his friends, listened to his advice and followed his business decisions and made some money. All them other friends he had, he invited them to a party at his mansion, and then pretty much after that, everybody went home. But only one friend out of like 10, I think he said, or all the friends he had listened to his actual advice, and they made some money. Everybody else, they just expected to get some type of handout or something once he got rich. But you won with me, in the gym. You know what I'm saying? It's like that whole type of mentality. You were not with me when I struggled. You ain't gave me no money when I was broke. When I was, couldn't afford a hamburger, you didn't give me anything. But now I'm rich, I'm supposed to give you, you know, a whole bunch of my money. Okay. That ain't how that works. So moving along, the next sign that you are getting rich is that things are getting easier than ever because you put in the effort in the past. Like I said this before. What you've done last year, a month ago, a week ago, a day ago determines what is going on right now. You put in that work a week ago, a month ago, a year ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, you getting the benefit of it right now. You are the sum of your actions, basically. So I done put in the work. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie, like, you know, it's been a minute, since basically, I had some things going on. Like, I've been working on my house, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got tired of going to the laundromat. So I mean, I just like I just got sick of going. I hate going to the laundromat. You know what I'm saying? Hate it. You know what I'm saying? Like I just hate it. And I don't understand people. Like, here's the thing I don't understand. All these women talking about, I need a man to do this and do that. You got high expectations. How about this? Why don't you get a man with a washer and a dryer?
You big dummy.
A washer and dryer for starters. How about that? Because every time I look up, I see women washing clothes at the laundromat. All my life, you know what I'm saying? I've seen women at the laundromat, and then, in my big head, I'm like, okay, why don't they just get a man with a washer and dryer? How about that? Just a washer and a dryer. Not no car, no job. Just a washer and a dryer at their house. That's a start. At least you ain't gotta go to the laundromat. Your man got a washer and a dryer. How about that? So yeah, things are getting easier because you put in that work. That's a sign that you are getting richer. Okay. So another sign that kind of goes along with this is that your energy has changed in the positive direction. Okay. So here's the deal. I remember, before I had my house, I had a lot of I was sitting on some stacks. Okay. I was following my own advice, the millionaire savings plan. I was sitting on some stacks. And I remember that feeling. It was a feeling, but it was also reality. Okay, because the average person doesn't even have $1,000 and is living check to check. They don't have $1,000 in their savings account, and I have not broke that down by race, but that is just average person in this country. They do not have. They live check to check, and they don't have over $1,000 in their bank in their savings. And the thing is that when you have, you know, let's just say $5,000, you know, um, and you live in the Midwest, just add that, or you live in the down south somewhere. You have $5,000, and you let's just say you have $5,000 saved, right? And you also make about 6 grand a month. Okay, so you make every paycheck, you make about 3 grand, you clear about two something, every 2 weeks. And you also have $5,000 saved, so there. Like you're not necessarily waiting for your paycheck and you're putting some money away every time you get paid as well. So that number increases. So the thing is with that, with 5 grand, you covering Murphy's Law to a certain extent, such as like, all right, your car go out, you got enough money to fix your car. If you just got a regular domestic vehicle, you got enough to really just get another used vehicle temporarily. Like you can get a used car for about 3 grand, $2,000, and it'll get you. It might not be fancy, but it'll get you to point A to point B till you can figure out what's going on with your other car or whatever. And you still got $2,000 left, $3,000 left. It's just a very, very good feeling to have the money that you need for um things that might happen. The furnace go out. Your car break down. Your kids need some braces or something or whatever. The more you have, the more that um, you basically kind of um, are more positive about um, what could possibly happen. That you could cover it. It just is what it is. I know for a fact that that's a positive feeling. To have to know that you have what it takes to basically move around. If you want to catch a flight, you can catch a flight. You ain't really got to worry about it too much. You can go do some things, you want to do if you want to do it. It's just a good feeling. You know what I'm saying? And that feeling is associated with you assigning you in a positive direction toward being rich, and you ain't even probably even know it. So another thing is that people are saying you are an elitist, or you think, or think you're better than others. That's a sign. That is a sign because basically they're picked up on the fact that you know you doing all right. You doing better than they are. And when people tell you this, basically what they're telling you is that they think you're better than they are. You ain't gotta say nothing. They already think that you're better than they are because they mention it. So thing is that regardless of the point, people understand hierarchy. You know, people understand that that the fact that rich, pretty much it's a proverb. The rich ruleth over the poor, the borrower is slave to the lender. And the thing is that it's been like that for a long time. It's been like that for a long time. Where you know, I'm definitely gonna do a video about the timelines of society. Going back to the Cro-Magnon days and to present. But yeah, it's been like that since I guess you want to stay going back from the Guardian times to now, where the most strongest kingdom, it was a hierarchy. If it was anything, might was right, right? But the thing is now is, yeah, if you got a net worth of $10 million, $100 million. I mean, it's you could do certain things that other people can't do. Unfortunately, you transcend to a higher tax bracket. I mean, I'm not necessarily saying that you're better than somebody, but um, technically, it's cold, and I have to go cold with it because I just have to just imagine it. You got $10 million, you don't have to go to work. The, somebody that has $10, they have to go to work the next day. You don't have to. You can be nice and let's say you got $10 million all of a sudden, whatever. You could be nice and actually go to work the next day and then put in your 2 week notice. And I mean, obviously not tell anybody that you just, have $10 million in the bank. That's why you don't want to work here anymore. But basically, you can do that, or you could just be like, you know what? Um, I have I have a family matter that came up and I have to quit my job. And you can do it. A person that does not have $10, they can't do that. Unfortunately, I'm one of those people. I can't just quit my job. I have a plan. I have to deal with my short-term responsibilities. I have to make strides to get to the point where I can transition back to being a full-time entrepreneur and do things that I want to do. But unfortunately, I can't just quit my job, you know. But the thing is that you gotta think somebody with $10 million, be honest, $1 million, they can do that actually. You and another person, a lot of people can't do that, you know. And yeah, comfortably $10 million more than a million. But yeah, I mean, somebody might be like, oh well, what do you think you're better than me? Well, I don't necessarily think I'm better than you, but I ain't got to go to work tomorrow. You do. It's cold. It's a cold world, buddy. Cold world, buddy. But it ain't even that like that, man. People shouldn't even think like that. I don't be thinking that. What, he think he better than me because he got money? I don't think that. That's not in my comprehension. I don't think like that. Oh, this person, you must think he better than me. He the elitist. If anything, I'm studying, okay, how did this person probably make this? Or how did she make this? Or whatever. You know, that's what I'm thinking. I'm not like, oh, this person think he better than me. But if people are telling you that, then you must be because they done already said, they done already said that you think you better than them because they mentioned it. And the last point is that you are respecting your money in your business dealings more. See, here's the thing that what gets a lot of people messed up, right? A lot of people do respect money. They do respect money. People will kill you over money. Someone right now is getting killed over money somewhere in the United States. Just in the States. They're getting killed over money. Just today, I read an article about a guy that was a locksmith. I don't know, somewhere I think in Texas or Arizona or somewhere. I don't know. He got in an argument with a 66-year-old man about some money. And then the young dude, I think he was like 25. He smacked the old dude in the face. The old dude pulled out a gun and shot him like a couple times. The young guy bled out and died. I mean, people die every day over money. That happens every day. People do respect money, but what I mean as far as respecting your money is that you understand what this is. You understand, okay, I have to control money, not let money control me. I have to, put myself in a position to where my money is working for me by taking this money, investing it wisely, putting it in a position to where my money can make more money. One of my friends, he's very much more affluent than I am, and he said something. He said, I take my money and I just give it direction, and then I let it recruit more money for me. I use my money to recruit more soldiers to bring me back more money, and then recruit more soldiers and bring me back money. Now, the thing is that a lot of times people don't respect money. What do they do is here's a couple of things that they do. And in some of these things I used to do as well. They think money is no big deal. Oh, it's unlimited amounts of money. It's money everywhere. Hey, money ain't no big deal. If you've ever noticed the people that say money is no big deal, those people most of the times are people that they don't have any money. That's why they say money is no big deal. 'Cause they ain't got no money. And the fact that they're saying money is no big deal is just putting them in a further position to where they will not have any money. Because once you make things a big deal, it becomes a big deal to where you have a lot of big deals and you have a lot of money. Because you're basically you valuing the things that money can do, the problems money can solve, and you respect it. You respect business. You respect, okay, at the end of the day, I'm a businessman, I'm a businesswoman, I'm gonna handle my business. I'm gonna do what it takes, and I'm gonna do what puts money in my pocket. The other things that don't put money in my pocket, I don't prioritize. And the things that I do that I aren't necessarily taking money away from my pocket, but aren't providing any money in my pocket as well. I'm not going. I'm going to step away from those things too, because it's a basically a no win situation. So those things is a situation to where once you realize, yes, money is a big deal. I need to pay attention to how much of a big deal it is. It's so much of a big deal that people are getting ready to go to work right now because they have to. And I'm gonna, be winding down to get ready to go to work. If that ain't a sign right there, I don't know what else to tell you. I can go even further to the obvious. Most people cap and pretend that money is not a big deal. Even on the internet, people pretend that money is no big deal. And then also people pretend that they already have money. When they're crying at night and they're frustrated and they're very, very frustrated about their financial situation, they don't tell you. They mask it. They put on a poker face. And what that is doing is mentally breaking you down. That's putting on a facade to where you're not doing well, but you want to pretend that you're doing well. That's kind of going into psychology and psychological issues and stuff like that. Because see, here's the thing: there's a psychology when it comes to money. Money is just like anything else in life. There's a psychology to money. There's a physics to money. Um, Emotional problems when it comes to money. Um, is an art to money. Is all kind of shit. Like this shit is deep. I haven't even scratched the surface. Okay, but the thing is that I can tell you wholeheartedly, money is absolutely a big deal. If you notice immigrants, and you understand. A lot of people talk about the Jews, uh, Arabs, and stuff like that. A lot of times, if you notice, definitely Indians as well, they are very, very focused about what they're spending their money on. they're zeroed in when it comes to money. They are very, very serious when it comes to money. A lot of times when you look at other people from other countries, the reason why is a lot of times when wherever they came from, they didn't have a lot of money, and it was no okay. You can go get some credit, and then or PPP loan or no grant or nothing like that. It was no. It was like literally, if you were not born into any money, I mean you better work your ass off to do something miraculous to make some money and then or leave the country and go somewhere else where it's easier to make money because it's little to no hope in your own own country to make any money. So very, very serious about it. And another thing is that as a group, as a people, they're serious because they know the power of they know the power of it. If you put your money together and start media conglomerates, own media conglomerates, you can control what people see. And once you control what people see, you can control what they think and what they believe and all kind of other shit. It's deep, but it's definitely important. I can tell you wholeheartedly, it is extremely important. It is very, very important. Okay, because like I said again, money and time, it kind of goes together. Okay, you definitely need more time. Time is more valuable than money, but money and time are in synchronous with one another. Anybody that ever tell you that money ain't no big deal, if they rich, they trying to trick your ass and take your money. If they not, obviously that's the reason why they don't think money is a big deal. Okay. This is all I'm going to leave you. Definitely check out the Millionaire Savings Plan. Definitely check out the Millionaire Savings Plan because basically it's a plan that's gonna help you get some money. Okay. So I'm gonna leave you with some kind words and encouragements. Uh, you guys have a good one.
Broke people care more about the money. If you've been broke your whole life, that's like being underwater. As soon as somebody's gonna give you some oxygen, you're taking it. But I'm not excusing it. I wasn't broke my whole life.
Right.
I was never broke. My version of broke is completely different than most. Like I said, people that are broke will do anything to not be broke. They justify not being honorable to do it. It's just don't look the other way. Money is not real. It's not backed by gold. And as you see, they're creating currencies daily. So don't do anything for money. Do things for love. And then you'll be protected and you'll know what real wealth is. Why not do it yourself? If you get 100 people in the room, you get 100,000.
Right.
It's just a little harder work. It's the advance money. If you've been broke your whole life and someone's going to give you something that's going to make you like all of a sudden be in another social circle,
Yes.
then you're going to do it when you're young. You've been broke your whole life and somebody's going to make you rich like that, or at least what you perceive as
Right.
rich, you're taking it. So, people know how to trigger people. It's a program.
But you gotta have strength to be able to talk like that. And strength ain't knowledge without no bankroll. Well, let me say it again. Strength with knowledge is one way, but if you don't have their God, aka their bankroll, they won't listen.
Do you think one of the things going on?
Oh, he's talking again. See, now they gotta say that and say, Mr. Hopkins is talking again. God we trust. You got money in your pocket? Now, if it's a phony, don't pour it out. Read the back of it. If it's counterfeit, don't pour it out. You know what that says? You know what that means, right? Power. Power. You ain't teach the brother the significance of that money?
Oh, yeah.
He ain't teach you the significance of it? Huh? I gotta find that. Yeah, he didn't tell you the significance. Let me break technology down for you, forefathers. In God we trust. See, they understood that this would become some God. Somebody's God. We all see that, right? Bailouts, bonuses. We're in a stress recession. They still getting $17 million bonuses. This here, without knowledge, you'd be like Tyson, my man. See, let me tell you how one side owes the other. You can have this and be respected, but knowledge will make this soon separate from you. Ever heard of food and his money will soon do what? Separate. So once you take this without knowledge, you got this, and this will be gone. It just take a little time, years.
But they say
right?
just to leave you.
Now, when you got this, they're God, and you got this, you become their problem.
I'm your brother, you my brother. You know what I'm saying? Let's walk this way. Is that Prince for King? Come here, Prince. What's today's mathematics?
Hey, yo, no disrespect, but we ain't in all of that, son.
Build, destroy. To build is to elevate the mentalities of self and those around self. To add positive energy to every nation. To build, you must first start from the root, which is the knowledge foundation, and add on to the highest peak. To destroy is to eliminate and destroy any and all negativity that enters my cipher of supreme harmony.
Peace, God.
Peace, God.
Broke people care more about.
If you don't think money can buy happiness, you don't know where to shop. You can get money and then go save the world. You can get money and save the forests in Brazil. You make money and go save global warming. But without money, you can't save a fucking thing. Don't you understand? Don't the fucking idiots on YouTube understand that? Until you make some shekels, until you make some fucking coin, you can't help anybody. Because if love got the job done, you wouldn't all be fucked up.
He said to me, my grandfather walked 10 miles to work every day. My father walked 5. I'm driving a Cadillac. My son is in a Mercedes. He said my grandson will be in a Ferrari. But he said my great-grandson will be walking again. So I asked him, I said, well, why is that? And he said to me, tough times create strong men. Strong men create easy times. Easy times create weak men. Weak men create tough times. He said to me, many will not understand, but you have to raise warriors.